I was panicking because I couldn't breathe. And when she came to my rescue, and she called 911. I don't know. I was in front of the mirror, and I just took the braids, and I just started cutting them out at the root. Dog deworming medicine, and he was told by his vet about it. The ambulance came. They took me to the hospital that was near her, and not the regular hospital, county hospital I was going to, um, in my area where I previously lived. They were doing the same tests, CAT scans, X-rays on my lungs, um, and they had to. That was the first time I had to get fluid pulled off my lungs, and that's what was making it feel like an elephant was on my chest because I had so much fluid around my lungs. I can't remember how much, over a liter, they pulled off of the right lung. Um, and then he was asking questions. The doctor was asking questions about my health, and that was the first time I wanted to divulge the information that, hey, this breast is had a lump in it for some time now, for a couple years now, and it's gotten bigger, and I was thinking that it was just, like maybe a fibroid or whatever, but it's changed this past couple months. It's gotten bigger, and the nipple is inverting, so I'm thinking something's wrong there. And sure enough, they did an ultrasound, and they confirmed, it's a lump, and they also came back to me that they, through the also the other tests with the CT and stuff, they saw something on my liver as well, and they wanted to do a biopsy, and that's how they found the cancers, through the biopsy on the liver, that I was stage 4 breast cancer, and had metastasized to my lungs, to my liver, and to my bones. So that's how that happened, and I ended up having to be in. I ended up having to remain in the hospital for almost 2 months. And at this time, I did have insurance, so I was very grateful for that. Still, and I didn't have any bills other than minor ones, like my insurance and car insurance, and my phone, and so I didn't have any major bills. I had to, thankfully, I was living with my parents, moving in transition with my parents. At this point, I wasn't living there. I was in the hospital at the time, but I was going to be with them afterwards. So financially, I had been very blessed, because cancer robs everyone of their finances. People I've known who've gone through fighting cancer, the insurance that they have, pays for some, but then they have to pay the rest of, and it just bankrupts so many people. And so I've been very fortunate that I've been able to have insurance through the state, and I don't have to pay um, any any cash or anything anymore. So I am so even though this is a terrible fight, I am so grateful that I don't have to also deal with the fight. Um, I'm just so grateful I don't have to deal with the financial issues. Um, it, it, that just relieves so much pressure that I don't have to worry about working right now. That is a blessing. And then I did apply for Social Security for disability, and I, it's stage 4 cancer is you get immediately approved. So it didn't take a long time for them to approve me. It took a few months. So I get Social Security too to help pay my bills, and I'm so grateful for that. And um, unfortunately, so Social Security does not give you enough money that you can live on your own. It's literally only like 1,500 a month, and you can't even find a one bedroom apartment for the a one bedroom apartment for that much, unfortunately. So I don't know how the government expects you to live on disability. That's why you see a lot of people on disability and homeless in their wheelchairs, and because they can't afford, and they don't have friends or family to help them. I'm thankful my parents. I'm living with my parents right now. If I didn't have them, what would I do? If I didn't have my RV, thankfully, when I sold my home while I was in the hospital for those 2 months, my before I had I think I had, oh, I shopped online for the RV, and when I found it, I was out of the hospital maybe for a few days, and I was able to go see it. Then I had to get back into the hospital, um, and my mom and my sister, they took care of the sale for me. I gave them the money, and they took care of it, which came from my home sale. So now I have an RV on the property where I live. My parents have some acres, so they allow my RV to be parked out there, and I could live in it too out there because they have a hookup for my sewage and water, so I can live on the land in my RV too. So I'm grateful for that. Uh, it's paid off, so I don't have to worry about it uh, paying a payment on it. But I'm saying all I'd say is, if I didn't have that, how would I survive off of um, Social Security? There's no way. I couldn't even pay the rent, let alone all the other bills with what they give you. And it is a shame, but that's just the way it's set up. So it was by God's design how how everything happened. I'm so thankful the way everything happened, because you know I could be in so much worse of a situation. This is a hard fight. I'm not gonna belittle cancer like it's not that bad or whatever. This is the hardest fight I've ever had in my life. I'm Yes, I'm able to smile and have joy and peace, and that is through the Lord only. But there are times that no one sees except my mom and my dad, or my siblings, where I'm in the most excruciating pain of my life, or when I'm throwing up constantly, back to back, can't keep anything down, and had to be on fluids, and they have to constantly give me these heavy pain meds because of the pain is it's so horrible. That's why I have the pump now, because of how many times, multiple times, I've had to go to the hospital because of this pain. um, is so excruciating that I qualify for this pump. Um, Otherwise, I would just be on pain meds like everybody else, just taking the pills. I didn't start having that type of pain until I was on chemo. Um, that's when the pain and the vomiting, the nausea all began, and that's what has made the fight more difficult is the chemo. Honestly, yeah, the lungs was really was a hard thing to deal with. I've never experienced anything like that in my life. It stole my life from me, not being able to breathe. But that chemo, it, it is so hard on the body, and I just I came to a point where I just couldn't take it anymore. Um, the hair loss is nothing. It means nothing to me. That is the most minimal thing that chemo does. Um, I mean, I've worn my hair short most of my life. I didn't start wearing long hair until I had my own product line, and I went natural, and it was the whole natural movement. Everybody was wanting the big hair, and I was enjoying my big healthy hair. I've never had that before with curl definition, and because of just all the products that we have now that we could do more with our natural hair. So I had my hair long for some years for that reason. But prior to that, I've always had short hair. I would shave it off and grow it out, shave it off. It wasn't a big deal to me. Yeah, chemo. You go completely bald. Skin. Mine went to like skin with a little peach fuzz. It never went like completely skin bald. I don't know why. I had just it just looked like a little peach up there. I don't know, but even when that I even when I started to thin out, I was like, oh, here we go, it's happening. Well, it's time to cut it. I just pulled all this hair out of my head today, and this is after only 2 treatments. I was getting the handfuls of hair coming out, and so I was like, you know what, might as well just shave it off. I had started growing it back again. It was probably about that long, because I had actually cut it off before that. I was wearing my sides shaved, and I had a mohawk, and I was wearing braids, long braids for a couple years. I was really enjoying that. I was feeling fierce. Man, my mom even had it that way too. It was just like that was a really fun style. I love that style. I probably am going to do it again. To have grow my hair back in the mohawk style. I don't think I want like all my big hair again. It's a lot of work, a lot of detangling. I don't think I want to deal with all that. I enjoy the shaved sides. Right now, I'm not really trying to make a style out of it right now. I'm just letting it grow back because I don't know what it's trying to do. It hasn't even curled up yet. My hair has never been this straight before. But that's what happens with chemo. It causes your hair to come back differently for a while. But months later, it will turn back to my curl pattern. But some people have said, that their hair never came back the same after chemo. When I was, doing different people's hair, they were telling me that their hair never came back the way it was before. Like they had straight hair before and it came back curly, and now it's it just stayed curly, or they had curly hair and it came back straight and they can't get their curls back. So I'm interested to see what my hair is going to do. I don't know, but I'm not super concerned about it because I got wigs. While I was bald, I did order a couple of wigs. I'm still going to wear them. It's just too hot. I tried to wear like a short wig that I bought on Mother's Day. It was cute, but I think I lasted on the car ride over to my sister's house because we were doing like a big brunch. I but when we were setting up the brunch, I snatched that thing off so quick. I was just too hot. I just I prefer being comfortable. You know, I don't really care. You know, yeah, you get stares. People look at you, but I don't care. I'll put my earrings on, put my eyeliner on, and I actually bought some lashes too, because I do notice my lashes thinned out. So I got some lashes and the magnetic kind, and now I'm gonna try these other like little glue kinds. The glue you glue it on, but when I do that, I still feel good about myself. You know, I don't care. Even when my head was all looking like a little peach fuzzy, I don't know. I didn't care. Um, I know I've seen a lot of people who cried, you know, when they had to shave their hair off with cancer. And my thing is, you know, like NDRE's song, "I Am Not My Hair." I feel that way strongly. Um, I'm not my hair. I'm much more than my hair. So much more to me than hair, you know. And there's no reason to get caught up in, you know, losing hair when there's so many options out there. You know, these wigs now, they look like the hair is growing right out of your scalp. So, you know, why be sad about losing hair when there's so many more important things, you know, going on with your body that needs to be dealt with than, you know, hair. And, you know, I'm not putting down anybody's uh, you know, emotions about how they feel when they lost their hair. I'm just talking about me personally. I just feel like um, that's just not important. Um, but it's nice to see it growing back. I do have a little baldy thin spot still from radiation. I have, they found tumors in my brain as well. So I had to go through a week of radiation where they directed radiation at certain spots on my head. So I ended up with some little bald patches right up on the top and right on the side, and they're growing back slower than the rest of the chemo hair. I actually thought this was going to stay skin bald because it was looking kind of a you know, patchy while everything else was growing. This was still staying, you know, nothing but skin. Prior to growing my hair out before chemo, I I had a little waiting to exhale moment. Uh, I was like, I was seeing this guy that I kind of fell in love with. I don't think I really was in love with him now that I think about it. I've had some time to consider things. I just let my emotions and the physical part take over my mind, and I was eluded, or I don't know if that's the right word, but wasn't thinking clearly. But um, I was like so into him, and it was like going. I think it was about a year, but no, 6 months into it. It was 6 months into it, and caught him with another girl. She was leaving his apartment early in the morning. Yes, I went over there because he wasn't answering his phone, and you know, we women, we have that intuition, and we know. And I knew it. I was like, something ain't right. I hurried up and threw a house dress on, and I zoomed down there. Even though he's like 20 minutes away, I still made that drive. There's other times I wanted to do it, but I was like, nope, he's too far. Gas is too high. I'm not doing it. But this morning, I was like, no, I gotta go see. And sure enough, as soon as I pulled up, she was walking out, and he was walking behind her. And I asked her, I was like, who are you? And she's like, I'm his girlfriend. You know, been together for like 2 years. And I was like, oh, I've been seeing him for 6 months. And so that's how that went down. And he was just standing there looking stupid. You know, once me and the girl talked, and, you know, and I was just like, man, he's a huge liar. But Oh well, that kind of stuff happens. So I had my sides shaved, and my long braids, and I don't know. I was in front of the mirror, and I just took the braids, and I just started cutting them out at the root. I took my goddamn self. Oh, I did not care. I was like, nope, I'm done. I was all sad and angry. Took a picture, sent it to my best friend. I was like, look what I did. Yeah, that's why I did that. I didn't tell anyone except my best friend. Sorry. Out of my waiting exhale moment. I don't know why we cut our hair when we're sad. What is it? This video is supposed to be about me talking about how I'm not doing chemo right now, and I guess we've gotten to that. We've gotten to that point now. You understand that chemo was very difficult for me, and even the doctors said so. They changed the type of chemo, did less amounts, but I still was not responding well to it. Yeah, the cancer slowed down in my bones. It was stable, and it started to shrink on my liver. The tumor that's on my liver started to shrink, and my blood, the cancer numbers in my blood were going down too, but at the expense of my dwindling health, and having to stay in the hospital all the time. I literally lived in the hospital. These past couple months is the first time that I have not had to be in the hospital constantly. Yeah, I go to get my lungs drained, but I'm not like in there. I'm not exaggerating. Like, I will get out for a day or two, and then I have to go right back in with the pain and nausea and vomiting. And I'm in there for days, weeks, sometimes. It's been a month. I just can't take it anymore. And so I told my oncologist that I can't do chemo right now. And I've been trying to do natural methods. Like, I drink this tea that's for cancer, these herbs. I also take apricot seeds. It's all controversial stuff. If you research it, they'll say, oh, it doesn't cure cancer or whatever. And I'm not here saying to go do these things. I'm not telling anyone to not do chemo and do what I'm doing, but I'm just trying other things right now because I just need to see if something else will work. And then, if I do have to get back on chemo, I needed the pain pump first. So now I will have the necessary medicine to keep me out of pain while going through chemo. My aunt sends me some stuff sometimes, and I clicked on one of her videos, and I guess my hand accidentally hit one of the videos underneath the YouTube video she sent me, and it was this interview with this man who used dog deworming medicine, and he was told by his vet about it. But he has a lot of followers, and there's been a lot of success stories. And I'm not saying that it's a cure, but I'm saying he told his story and it worked for him, and I would like to give it a go myself. So I looked up his blog and found out what brand he used, and I ordered that off. I got mine off of Amazon, and so I think it's only been a couple weeks since I've been using it. It's probably not about 6 to 8 weeks until you start seeing some results. I have had blood work done almost a couple weeks ago, and then I have blood work that I'm going to be getting done in about a month, and we'll see what's happening there. but that's still only that's that's not 6 weeks. So I'm not sure if I should see any improvements. Right now I'm battling a lot of bone pain because um, the cancers in my bones, and I am taking precautions. I bone cancer is nothing to play with, and so if I feel like I am getting to a point where it's getting, worse, then I will consider getting on chemo again. But I would like to give this a shot to see what happens first. Um, and of course, a lot of prayer. I don't give credit to medicine alone, um, or any natural treatment alone. The Lord is creator of it all, and He is the one who is in control of my situation. So I'm obedient to Him. Whatever happens is by design. But I am going to fight as hard as I can. Um, but I've accepted whatever happens. And also, chemo isn't guaranteed. It's not a guarantee that you'll be cured because of chemo. There's many articles I've read about the success rate, and it's a very low success rate with chemo.
And they published the results in the Journal of Clinical Oncology. And the results, 97% of the time, chemotherapy does not work. 97% of the time it doesn't work. So why is it still used? It's one reason and one reason only: money.
People usually end up getting cancer again within a few years after chemo. And usually it takes them out. Get chemo again, and numbers go down, and then it, in remission, it comes back again. It's not a guaranteed cure all. All the things that I was talking about, I'll put all the information in the description box below. All the links. If you want to look at the man's blog. A lot of people feel really sad, and they're hurt about what I'm going through. Yes, I don't feel that sadness. Like, I feel I don't know, I just feel at peace. Sometimes when I'm in pain, that's when I'm crying out to the Lord. I'm asking for His help and help me to get through this. And those are really difficult times for me. But outside of those moments, I feel like this has given me an opportunity to view life in a different perspective.
Sometimes you need to feel the pain and sting of defeat to activate the real passion and purpose that God predestined inside of you.
It makes you focus on the things that are really important, which is love, your friends and your family. The other thing that I found is you want to focus on, why you're here. What does the Lord want me to do with my existence? And I want to be an example, of His kindness, His goodness, and His mercy. I would like to make it through this so I could tell the world, look what He's done for me. And He's helped me in so many other ways through my life. And I would love for this to be another one of those things that I can rejoice in, and that He has saved me from. But I have been considering what things that I really care about, like what am I passionate about, and it's I like helping others. I like helping others find health through natural routes. I'm passionate about that. I like studying herbs. That's really a big deal to me. I like finding natural remedies, coming up with natural products. That I'm passionate about that. I'm passionate about food too. I love to eat. It's been hard not to eat the things that I normally eat. I haven't had sugar. I don't eat any white sugar products for months. Since I've been diagnosed. I'm doing pretty much just all natural foods. Vegetables, fruits, fish. Just keep it, what in a very basic, so giving my body an opportunity to heal, and I don't want to bog it down with, bad food products. So no processed foods or anything. Until it does not, has not helped me in my, in curing me, but it has helped not speed up the process, because you can feed cancer with sugar. And a lot of people don't know that. Another passion of mine is nails, and hair is still my passion too. I'm not wanting to do hair anymore behind a chair. I've always said that I wanted to be retired by the time I'm 45 from doing hair, and it's so strange. I'm literally retired from doing hair now. I didn't want to be retired this way, but it's funny. All my life I've been saying I'm going to be retired by I'm 45, and I'm 44 now, and I'm retired from doing hair, and I'm not going back to it. I do not desire to professionally style hair, do anything of that nature anymore. I don't even want to do nails professionally. I'm on a path to find a different means of income. I'm not quite sure how that's going to happen for me yet. Hopefully I figure that all out before, I don't have disability payments anymore. When I'm healed, I'll have to find a new means of making money. But for now, while I don't have to work, I'm going to play with nails. But now I'm gonna, take videos of what I do, and what I come up with, and share it with you guys, and see if you're interested in trying to recreate the same designs I do. I hope you will be interested, and I will also continue on with sharing some of my story, and keep you up with my progress of what's happening. I appreciate you watching this video, and thank you for your prayers and your support. I appreciate everyone. I've had a great circle of people who have been supporting me. I'm so grateful. I feel so fortunate to have so many people to care for me in this difficult time, and I just want to say thank you. So, cheers to living life with passion and purpose. Bye-bye.